It's 11:42 p.m. The house is completely still. You're winding down for the night, shifting your gaze from a screen to the doorway. And there, positioned in the exact center of the threshold, is your cat. They are not looking at you. They're staring intently at a patch of empty space just 3 inches above the floorboards. Their pupils are completely dilated, black pools swallowing what little light remains in the room. Their ears tilt forward, locked onto a frequency you cannot hear. You look at the wall. You look back at the cat. There's absolutely nothing there. For centuries, humanity reached for the supernatural to explain this chilling, stoic behavior. We called them familiars. We whispered that they could see ghosts or track the passage of spirits moving through our homes. But the reality discovered by modern neurology is far more profound. To you, it is a blank wall. But to the creature watching from the shadows, that wall is alive with data. To understand why a cat stares into the void, we must first dismantle a massive evolutionary misconception. We treat domesticated cats as if they are small, eccentric dogs. We expect their behavior to be loud, transparent, and socially readable. When a dog looks at a wall, we assume there is a bug. When a cat does it, we assume they are losing their minds. But cats occupy a highly unique evolutionary niche. They are the only animals we have welcomed into our homes that function simultaneously as an apex predator and a small, highly vulnerable prey species. Because of this double identity, a cat cannot afford to interact with their environment casually. Every room in your house is a territory that must be constantly scanned, measured, and calculated. When they freeze and stare into nothingness, they are not zoning out. They are experiencing a sensory influx so intense that it requires their entire neurological bandwidth. They aren't looking past our world. They are seeing a completely different version of it. The first secret lies in the physics of the feline eye. Human eyes possess a lens that filters out ultraviolet light. We see the world in a warm, comfortable spectrum of visible light, an evolutionary trait that helps us identify shapes and colors during the day. Cats, however, do not have this filter. In 2014, biologists at City University London discovered that felines possess UV-transmitting lenses. This means that a plain white wall, or a freshly laundered carpet, isn't plain to a cat. It is a shifting canvas of ultraviolet patterns, chemical markers, and glowing trails left behind by organic matter or dust. When your cat stares at a seemingly blank spot on the wall, they may literally be watching the intricate dance of dust motes reflecting UV radiation, or tracking a microscopic chemical signature catching a draft of air. But sight is only half the equation. The more terrifying reason behind the feline stare is what they are hearing. A human's hearing capacity caps out at around 20 kilohertz. A dog can hear up to 45 kilohertz. A cat? A cat's auditory range extends all the way to an astonishing 64 kilohertz. They did not evolve this to listen to us. They evolved this to hunt rodents who communicate entirely in ultrasonic squeaks. This means that when a house goes quiet at night, the silence we enjoy is an illusion. To your cat, the house is screaming with sound. They can hear the microscopic friction of old wood settling. They can hear the high-frequency hum of electricity pulsing through the wiring inside your drywall. They can hear the faint, scratching footsteps of a beetle moving beneath the floorboards 3 rooms away. When they lock onto a spot on the wall, their brain is performing a complex mathematical calculation. They are triangulating a sound source deep within the structure of your home. They are waiting for the shadow to move. This brings us to the psychological state of the freeze. Why don't they pounce? Why do they just sit there, unmoving, sometimes for 10, 20, or 30 minutes at a time? Because a cat is an ambush predator. In the wild, energy is the ultimate currency. A canine will chase its prey across miles of open terrain, relying on endurance. A feline cannot do this. A feline has a small heart and limited lung capacity. They are built for explosive short bursts of speed. If a cat strikes too early, they lose. If they miss, they starve. Therefore, the most critical part of a cat's hunt isn't the chase. It is the wait. When your cat is staring at nothing, they are playing a high-stakes chess match against an invisible opponent. Their brain is calculating distance, tracking velocity through audio cues, and predicting the exact moment that tiny sound inside the wall might emerge. They are completely paralyzed by focus. To interrupt them is to break a trance millions of years in the making. It is easy to feel a sense of unease when the creature living in your home looks past you, into a void you cannot comprehend. It reminds us that despite thousands of years of shared history, we are coexisting with an enigma. We have built a world of concrete, glass, and digital screens. We think we have tamed our spaces, but your cat is a living reminder that the wild never truly left. They are our tiny velvet guardians, keeping watch over a hidden spectrum of reality that we are simply too blind to see. So, the next time your cat locks eyes with an empty corner in the dead of night, don't be afraid. They aren't seeing a ghost. They are just listening to the secret symphony of your home, and they are waiting for the perfect time to strike. Thank you for watching. If you want to understand the other 8 minds of the feline world, hit subscribe and look a little closer at the shadows tonight.